Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, How You Figure. I'm Justin, and in today's video, we're going to look over the just released blogger photos for the figure that just dropped by Hot Toys, that is just released by Hot Toys, the 501st Legion Clone Trooper, as seen in the Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi. Stay tuned. So before we get started on this video, I just want to say if you like this type of content and you're enjoying this video at any point, make sure to give it a like and make sure to hit that subscribe button. I think if you like this video, I think you'll like it around here. I got a lot of content going, talking about Hot Toys, 6-scale figures, all that different stuff. I'll link some of those videos in the description below. So let's get into talking about this 501st Legion Clone Trooper seen in the Kenobi series on Disney Plus. Let's jump into these blogger photos. All right, so we have our first look here at the 501st Legion Clone Trooper as seen in the Disney Plus series, Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. Right off the bat, I can tell you that I know that if you're someone who has collected a lot of Clone Wars figures or you got a lot of these troopers, the different shades of blue, I feel like that's what we're going to be talking about is like you're either going to be really enjoying this because it's true to the appearance that these troopers had in Kenobi, or you're going to be someone that's probably a little disappointed and, you know, wants them to kind of have more of a accurate Clone Wars look to them with that shade of blue. And I just pulled up the Clone Wars one that Hot Toys did, the 501 Battalion Clone Trooper here, and you can kind of see the different shades of blue. And in all the different shows, there's been different shades of blue or whatever, but I mean, let's be honest, this is a way for them to sell more toys. This is a way for them to have a different variation of the character, to kind of put their own spin on the character. So again, depending on where you land on if this is meaningful to you or if you like it or if you don't like it, I think a lot of people are going to and there's a couple things that we'll get into as well with the figure that I think could be an issue for some people, but for me, this doesn't really bother me a whole lot because it's based on the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I mean, even with the promotional images, it says as seen in Obi-Wan Kenobi. So for me, it's very accurate to the way they looked in the show. A lot of those flashback scenes, you could see these troopers, and you know, for me right here, it looks good. This is a solid trooper. I don't collect troopers right now. As soon as I start getting troopers, I just know it's just a rabbit hole that I'm just going to be getting a lot of troopers. So I'm kind of trying to be selective of ones I get. But I am collecting, you know, I am going to be getting the Kenobi Vader and the Kenobi from the show. So this is one that I'm kind of keeping my eye on. Going to see, you know, how it does. Going to see if maybe I can get it for a little cheaper down the road, maybe. But right now, just looking at the figure and just talking about the figure, that's, you know, again, it's a trooper. So it's got, you know, it looks good. I think that right off the bat, I can just tell that there is some battle damage here that you can see. And I kind of wish and again, it's accurate to what was shown on the screen. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. It's accurate to what's shown on the screen, and that's what you want. That's what you want Hot Toys to do. You want them to be accurate to what's shown on the screen. But I would have liked to have seen even a little bit more battle damage on the front here. I think that's a good amount, but there's still, like, some of the arms just look really clean. Some of the legs look like I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of the battle damage, because again, I know these are two way separate things, but when you flip it over here to the 501st Battalion, you can kind of see the different shades of battle damage here on the shoulder and on the chest and all that. So that's just something personally I would have liked to have seen. But again, based on the limited amount of screen time these troopers got in the show, I understand it. But right here, so you can kind of start seeing it. So now that we're getting it, you get a little bit of that chipping right here on the armor. Again, it's a solid looking figure. I mean, this is a solid looking trooper to me. And you can kind of see that pose right there. You're gonna flip it over here. Now this pose looks really good. And I think that, you know, it's got the accessories of the two guns here. That's the only thing that's kind of popping off to me right now is, like, I would have liked to have just seen a little bit more of, like, battle damage and stuff like that. At least here on the shoulders, you can kind of start seeing the chipping of the paint. You can see the chipping on the paint on the helmet here. I think those are nice touches. But in some parts of the figure, I just feel like it looks a little too clean, if that makes sense. And here's the back. This is kind of what I was referring to a little bit earlier, right? So the back here just looks way too clean for me, with the battle damage being other places. I would have liked to have seen a little bit of the battle damage on the back as well, more often than not, you're gonna have your trooper. If you're you know, if you're kind of making clone troopers, if you're having that like an army of troopers and you're clone building, or you're your trooper building, or you're building out that line, you're probably going to want to have them in all different poses. If you're just going to get one of these, I'm not really sure what pose you would have, but that's one issue I see with it right now. But right here, this is a really solid look here. This is a really clean look, and it kind of shows you if you were to clone build here with the Kenobi show, how you could do it. But yeah, I mean, just a solid looking figure. I feel like the colors are really good. I feel like this is really going to pop as well. That the shade of blue that Kenobi decided to go with on the show, you know, again, your mileage is going to vary on if you like that shade of blue or not. If you're somebody who's really collecting the Kenobi line, and you want something that's screen accurate to that version of the character, I feel like this trooper is going to be for you. If you're somebody who just wants to clone build and have the essential look for the clones that you like, you might not like this. I think it's really going to come down to the shades of blue. I really do. I think that's the only thing I'm seeing. Now right here, now I will stand corrected here. Right here on the shoulders, I do like that chipping right there. I do like the chipping on the chest here. I do like that it seems like it's a character that's been lived in. You know, it's like a character. It's not just like a, you know, just super clean to where it just seems like it's, you know, this clone trooper's never been in battle or anything. I like seeing that it's like in battle. You can see this other gun right here. That's a cool pose right there. This is a really good look. I really like this look a lot. This backdrop here to go along with it's really cool. That's just a really solid look for the figure, in my opinion. Right here, another one. This is how I would probably have it displayed, as like in a battle pose or like something like that. I think that would be really cool, especially if I was going to clone, you know, kind of build out an army of clones or whatever. Probably won't be doing that with the Kenobi series, but if you are somebody who really wants to do that with the series, I think there's some options for you. There's, you know, again, a couple guns. I would have liked to have seen maybe a few more hands, a few more accessories, just to kind of, you know, do that stuff. But it, you know, it's a trooper at the end of the day. The price point makes sense for that. So, and you get this other accessory here. Again, this isn't, you know, we've already seen the promotional images. This is extremely accurate to what we saw with the promotional images, you know. So these are the blogger photos, so you're kind of seeing some cool poses you can put this figure into. Right here's a really cool look. I like this picture right here. You can kind of have the two different weapons in the hands here. Again, you know, there's only so much you can say about these troopers, you know, because there's not a ton, you know, the materials are, you know, they use a lot of the same materials with these troopers. A lot of them are based on the different color schemes, you know, maybe variation in the helmet, maybe variation with the accessories. But overall, you kind of know what you're going to get with these troopers based on what I've seen. Again, I haven't gotten a trooper in hand yet. I personally am looking at like maybe picking up some scout troop or something like that. I really like that look. I'm definitely picking up the sand trooper. Haven't decided on that dewback yet, but definitely that sand trooper coming out later this year. Again, we're just kind of looking through these blogger photos here, and again, I'm starting to see a lot more of the chipping on the arm and the shoulder, which I do like. I kind of like that look personally with my troopers. I don't like them looking super clean, just because if, you know, I like it to seem like they've been in battle, or they're going into battle, or they're, you know, again, it adds more character to me. And so for this one, it makes sense, especially with their appearance in the show being those flashback images and things like that. So again, good poses. You can see that kind of that looks kind of weird right there with that foot down there, that foot and that ankle kind of, you know, looks a little strange to me, but hey, it's cool. We're going to keep flipping through here. Now, this is a good look. Now, this look, honestly, I kind of take back what I said earlier. This is a cool look that would look really good in the display if you're only getting one of these. I think this would look really, really good. This is a really great shot here of the figure, and I just really like that. It's not a museum pose, but it's not a super dynamic pose. I think it's one that looks really good. I really like poses like this, especially with this trooper. I think the build quality looks really good. The size looks good. The shoulders look good. So far, man, I think the shoulders are actually some of my favorite parts of this figure. In here, you got some more of what we've seen. Again, without sounding redundant, without repeating myself over and over again, you kind of see what you're going to get with this trooper. So we're just going to go through these last few images here. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of see the different ones. I mean, again, that's a really cool shot there. This is a really cool shot. Again, for me, it's just the back of this. I would have liked to have seen a few scuffs and marks here. Maybe there is if you zoomed in a little bit. but the back of it to me just looks a little too clean. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more damage back there, or just have it be a completely clean trooper. I mean, I kind of wanted, you know, I'd never like it when the battle damage is just on the front and there's no scuffs or anything on the back. And again, maybe these are just the angles, or maybe I'm not zoomed in enough, but you can kind of see it right there. I mean, the scuffs on the helmet, I don't mind that. I think that that's a good amount of scuffs right there, a good amount of dirt and a little bit like that. But again, when you kind of have nothing on the back, for me, it kind of forces you to kind of like show it in one way or another. And maybe that was like the strategy. It's like, well, maybe, you know, that they wanted you to have that option, you know, I don't know. But, you know, you can kind of just see some more of these here. And that's a really cool look too. That's another good option for you right there. Again, we see the 2 gun accessories. I believe it's 2. Not sure really how many hands it comes with. Not a ton, I don't believe. But you know, it is a trooper at the end of the day. It is a clone trooper at the end of the day. And we're just going to kind of look through these really quickly. Again, the paint kind of coming off, the scuffing coming off. That shot really looks good. I think that looks good on the shoulders and stuff like that. That's another good shot right there. So again, with these blogger photos, I feel like they did a really good job with like showing off the character, with like showing off what the poses you can do. I mean, it's a really good looking trooper, you guys. I mean, I think that like if you're somebody who was excited about this trooper and you were somebody who pre-ordered this and you're waiting for this to come in and you really want to have it with your Kenobi display, and you maybe want a clone build here and you know, build out your clone army, I think that this looks really good. It looks just like the promotional images, and that's what we really got to base this off of. Like, if you pre-ordered the figure, is the blogger photo showing what you pre-ordered? And I think this one does really well. This figure is probably not for me, but if you're someone who really wanted this figure and you're somebody who really wanted to have this in your collection, I think you're happy with the way these photos turned out. All right, everyone. That was me talking about the 501st Legion Clone Trooper from the Kenobi series on Disney+. Let me know in the comments if you plan on picking this up. Let me know if you had it pre-ordered and you're happy and you're going to keep your pre-order based on these blogger photos. I know some of y'all are going to wait till this figure gets in hand and you can kind of see some in-hand photos before making your full judgment. I totally get that. But let me know if you plan on getting this. And if you are planning on getting this, how many are you going to get? But yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. I'm truly grateful for that. Make sure to give this video a like on your way out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can check out more content from this channel. And as always, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.